Welcome to the news at noon. I'm Brenda Rodriguez. The Moscow community wants answers after 4 University of Idaho students were found dead in a house near campus on Sunday afternoon. The Leda County coroner says Ethan Chapin, Zena Cornodal, Madison Mogan, and Kylie Concavez were all stabbed to death, and their deaths have all officially been ruled homicide murder. Our Abby Davis is live in Moscow. Abby, what have you learned today?
Well, Brenda, you can see behind me the crime scene is pretty active right now. You guys can see that crime scene tape blocking off the entrance. There are a good amount of law enforcement here right now. We know there's a forensics team that is also still collecting evidence, but right now there's really more questions than answers with so many unknown factors, especially with the killer still out there now. The Latah County coroner, Kathy Mabbitt, told KTVB today some of the victims were in bed when they were stabbed, but can't say which ones. She also says it's likely they were asleep, but can't specify who. Mabbitt said she has no way of knowing if the same knife was used on all 4 victims.
It was definitely a knife. It would seem like if there was more than one, it was very similar, if not just the same one for all of them.
She also cannot speak to defensive wounds and can't specify an exact time of death because it was reported many hours later. Now here's what we know about the timeline. Idaho State Police actually just released a map of events this morning, so this is brand new information that we have for you guys. Look at the top of your screen. On Saturday, Kaylee and Maddie were seen at the Corner Club on Main Street between 10 p.m. and 1:30 a.m. Ethan and Xana were at a Sigma Chi party near the home between 8 and 9 p.m. Now on Sunday, so after leaving the Corner Club, Kaylee and Maddie were at Grub Truck at 1:40 a.m., which we have video of, and Etha and Xana and Kaylee and Maddie, so all 4 of them, they were all back to the house at 1:45 a.m. So that is what we know about the timeline right now. It wasn't until noon that same day when officers responded to a 911 call about an unconscious person. When they got to the house off King and Queen Road near U of I's campus, they found the 4 students dead. Moscow Police Chief James Fry said there was no sign of forced entry. He also said 2 roommates were home when it happened, but didn't go so far as to call them witnesses, and says they were not hurt. Now, investigators, like I mentioned before with the forensics team, they are still collecting evidence at the scene. Just to reiterate, they don't have a suspect or suspects at this time or a description. Fry maintained that this is an isolated attack, but he says he cannot say there is no threat to the community, so they're asking people to stay vigilant, be careful, and they're also asking anybody who knows anything to call their tip line. We have that number right here. It's 208-883-7180, 208-883-7180. So Brenda, just lots of questions at this time still.
Yeah. And of course, we're going to have that number on our website at ktvb.com. Thank you so much, Abby. Well, during the news conference held earlier this week, reporters asked Moscow police about a video circulating on social media. The police chief said it shows 2 of the victims just hours before the killings happened early Sunday morning. And our Morgan Romero is here and is learning more about that video. Morgan, what do we have so far?
Yeah, this video has been out there for quite a while now, and it's from a food truck in Moscow that I know a lot of students go to after they go to the bars. That's what we've heard. Police say they've looked at the video. It's helping give them the time and space of where 2 of the victims were leading up to their death. They said that in a news conference earlier this week. Let's take a look at that video. You can see Madison Mogan and Kaylee Gonsalves in this Twitch video. We've highlighted them for you. Right here, you see the girls walk in, and it appears they walk in with a young man who's now out of that spotlight. He's wearing a hat and a dark jacket, a gray hoodie underneath. You see him put his hood on. He sort of hangs back several feet behind the girls as they order from the food truck. He then, later in the video, follows Maddie and Kaylee after they order and then stands right next to them. We'll show that later on the news at 4, but all 3 are there at the food truck for about 10 minutes. Idaho State Police says authorities have contacted that young man and they've interviewed him as part of the investigation. They are not labeling him as a suspect or person of interest at this time. We also know Kaylee and Maddie were out at a bar downtown before coming to this food truck, but ISP couldn't say if that young man seen in the video was at the bars with the girls before. Again, as you just heard Abby Davis say, police still confirming and reiterating today they have not identified a suspect or a person of interest in this case yet.
Well, thank you so much, Morgan.
Yeah, you bet.